Actress, comedian, and writer Lisa Valentine Clark came to BYU-Idaho to share her forum, Permission to Become, Creativity, Courage, and Divine Growth. This morning, I got to sit down with Lisa and discuss her forum and her creative life before the forum. I'm Hannah Hanneberg for BYU-Idaho Radio. What will you be speaking on today for your forum?
Well, thank you so much for having me. Today, I'm going to be speaking about creativity, and specifically why creativity is so vital and how you need courage really to be creative, and how it can really help your divine growth and becoming who you really want to be.
And do you believe that creativity is a spiritual gift?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's our divine birthright. I think it is the way that we become who we were always meant to become. And I think it's an expression of spiritual things. I think creativity is the foundation, the beginning of our human story, and has eternal significance. And we see it everywhere. And whenever I see things like metaphors or ideas repeated over and over and over again, I think, wow, it must have divine significance, and we should pay attention to it. And creativity is absolutely one of those things.
What do you hope for students to walk away with as they come to the forum and learn from you?
Oh, that's such a good question. I really hope that they leave feeling empowered, that no matter what happens in their lives, they're going to be okay, that they have the tools to do that, to practice, to be present in their lives, to live an intentional life using creativity as a way so that no matter what happens, because none of us can predict the future. And I think especially when you're a student, you have so many hopes and dreams and expectations about what's going to happen in life, and none of us knows what's going to happen. But there is this confidence that when we invite God in to be a co-creator of our lives, that the actual details of like what will or will not happen don't matter as much as that creation that we can make with God, and that commitment to come under Christ or walk with God, which I feel like is a collaborative, creative experience. So I hope that they'll see it that way.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, you studied English and you taught English for a time.
Yeah.
And so you didn't start off with a creative path. But what was it like to transition into a creative career and creative projects?
Well, I would actually disagree with what you just said.
Oh.
I feel that in teaching and in English and reading and writing was supremely creative. And I think that our definition of creativity is somewhat limited, and it impedes us from really recognizing what a tool it is for everyone. But I understand what you're asking as far as it seems like, teaching in English and that kind of it wouldn't be very creative. I do feel like it was, and especially my experience as a mother and being a mother, I think motherhood really brought out a lot of creativity as well. Things don't go as planned, and you have to improvise constantly. And then I'm an improviser by nature, and I was doing that on the side. And then I got to be really lucky to be able to do a lot of creative projects that used that improvisation and pivoting, as you like to call it, or I call it in like my head, of just like, okay, that didn't work. Now we're going to do this. That's like my whole career. I mean, I've done so many weird things accidentally, and I like to say that I had an accidental career. So I don't see it as like one turning point, although I think maybe acting is considered more creative than a lot of different things. But in my mind, I was always making it up as I went along and not really knowing what came next. And some projects I did for money, some not for money, some professionally, some for hobbies, and they all just kind of blend together. So I feel like the commitment to sort of see things as creative or a creative life is what has led me to where I am now, which is still making it up as I go.
What do you feel like is the biggest misconception with creative careers?
I think the biggest misconception with creative careers is that it's not hard work. That, if you're having fun, then it must not be hard work. I think it can be both, right? And in a lot of ways, it's harder because you can't phone it in like you can in sort of other jobs. And to be truly creative, you need to be present, you need to be focused, and that takes practice. It takes a lot of trust with the people that you work with. And so it's a lot of hard work. It's totally worth it, and it's a lot of fun too, but it can be both.
Absolutely. And do you see creativity as something you're born with or something that you have to develop over time?
I feel that creativity is our birthright. I do feel like everyone is creative. I feel that life can beat it out of you, and you can convince yourself that you're not, and you cannot use it and lose it. But everyone is creative. And it's a big misconception that we're not. I think we need to expand our idea about what creativity means. It doesn't mean something that you can necessarily like show off or encase in glass or, display. It can be, taking a new route home to avoid traffic. It can be a conversation with a friend. It can be rearranging your furniture. I mean, there's a million ways to be creative, and we constantly do it that I think we underestimate it. So because it is something that's innate in us, it is something that you can bring out more and practice. Absolutely. So in that way, it is also a skill that you can practice and get better at by acknowledging it, by trying new things, by opening your mind to new ideas. And I mean, there's lots of different creative exercises, like millions, probably an infinite number. And I think that's what makes life interesting.
Yeah, I love that because it kind of changed that paradigm to a choose your own adventure day instead of
absolutely
I have to do this, I get to do this,
yeah.
or we get to do this a different way.
A lot of times we think we have a script in life of how things are going to have to go, or that it has to be totally dramatic, and which is another script, I think. And I think opening your mind to what could be possible, things that you've never thought about before, is at the heart of creativity. Because creativity, by definition, is just bringing into existence something that has never existed before, which fundamentally, I mean, isn't that what we're doing with our lives? Our lives, we are creating our lives. We are creating our identity as we live. It's never been created before. That's exciting. And so we have a chance every day to contribute to that and not phone it in.
Yeah. I know you've been focusing on the Lisa Show.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other projects that we should know about or things in the works that we should be watching for?
Oh, thank you for asking. There's always so many things. So yes, I love the Lisa Show podcast. I also host and produce the Council of Moms podcast about parenting. It's really fun. And I'm producing another podcast called Proofread, which is like a book club, but not. It's different. It's super funny. And lots of other projects coming up. I am writing, and I'm in pre-production for some projects, some movies and TV shows. You never know what's going to stick. So there's always things in the work, but nothing official to announce yet.
Okay, perfect. Well, we will be tuning in to your podcast.
Thank you.